We had yesterday a historical Bitcoin sell-off by the Bitcoin ETFs. $580 million worth of Bitcoin were sold, and we didn't have even the number of BlackRock yet. It could be even worse. And as I told you always, the market is controlled by the Bitcoin ETF, so it's holding over 7 billion worth in Bitcoin. And what I compared yesterday, the absolute worst case scenario, because I asked myself, could we see here a major breakdown which we saw in 2020, which were a breakdown of over 70% in the Bitcoin price? Could we see this again happen? And what I watched is I checked the previous top. So we had 2017, the previous top, then we bottomed out in 2018, and after the bottom we had the first leg up, and I measured the first leg up and the first top here from the first top till we saw this major Black Swan event, which was the COVID event, where we saw this dump of over 70%. It took us exactly 259 days. And I compared now when because we have exactly the same scenario here. Here we had the top in 2021, then we created the Bitcoin bottom in 2022 and end of 2022, and then we topped out again in start of 2024. How many days it would take? Are we already past 259 days or not? And I measured it, and we are exactly 259 days are exactly on the 25th November. So we are not over here yet. But if we see here a 70% dump in the Bitcoin price, it would mean we would go down as low as 20k end of November. This is an absolutely worst case scenario, but it's getting even worse. Bro, I hope this will never happen, but I just show you what I found in the history of Bitcoin, and I hope it will never happen. What is even worse is, after we topped out in 2019, it took us over exactly 490 days until we broke the local all-time high. Over 490 days. Just imagine. It means we have to wait here. If we here measure the same, it would mean we topped out here at the start of the year. It would take us, if we measure 490 days, exactly until July, until we topping out. So it would mean we would have still 8-9 months to go until we breaking the all-time high. This is an absolutely worst case scenario, and I want right now to speak about the best case scenario. I mean, the worst case scenario could easily play out as we are here in this bull flag, but we could go as low as $1.7 trillion, or if we break it down, it could happen. Nobody knows, and I hope it will never happen, but I just want to share this with you. Let's speak about the best case scenario, and here we have, it's getting really crazy. I showed you yesterday we have the election day, and probably Trump will win, and we have also so many bullish news here which I want to show you. Also, we have here Trump is buying the first time in public. He's buying coffee or something, food. He's buying food with Bitcoin. Just let's check out the video first.
Right there. Right there, just that one. Slight technical difficulty.
All right. And fantastic, it went through.
This is history. It seems like just a normal video, but this is history. Imagine your future president or your president of your country will pay with Bitcoin. This is an historical moment, and we have another huge news. Before we are coming to the biggest signal for a bull run, we want to speak about another bullish signals, because we have here Cartwright, a multi-billion-dollar UK pension fund, just announced a 3% Bitcoin allocation. It's exactly 3%. It sounds not much. 3%. It sounds not much, but it's exactly, wait, I have to go back here to show you. It's exactly where we had it. It's exactly 59 million, which they're adding to their portfolio in Bitcoin. But the bigger news is even that this is one of the biggest pension funds in the world so far. And what the theory behind is that other pension funds will follow and add Bitcoin to their portfolio. This is so bullish, that's crazy. Another thing is the Bitcoin Policy Institute endorsed a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the United States. And obviously we have here Michael Saylor is also posting this and saying the United States needs a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And we know Trump is pro-crypto. I mean, we don't know if he's only telling us because he wants the votes or if he really pro-crypto, but I think so because Elon Musk is also pro-crypto. And if Bitcoin becomes a strategic reserve of the US, what was gold back then, this will bring probably the price of Bitcoin more far than $1 million. Then, even though we had yesterday huge sell-off by the Bitcoin ETFs, if we are watching the history since we have the Bitcoin ETFs, we've seen the total BTC, the total ETF BTC flow since inception is going parabolic. So this is insanely bullish. And yes, we have sometimes here sell-offs, what we had also yesterday, but in the big picture it looks so bullish. This is crazy. And again, when we are coming back now to gold, we have here a similar pattern, Bitcoin and gold. We have here in gold, we had the top out, then we had the bottom, then we had here breakout, no retest, and then this is the exactly picture what we have right now. In Bitcoin, we have this bull flag and we are retesting it the whole time. And the same we had in gold. We retest several times and before we had the massive breakout to the upside. And it's exactly what's happening. Could happen right now. And I show you also this massive signal which we have on the monthly, which we spoke about also in a second. I want to show you here, we have in 2 days the Fed meeting where we will see by, as you know it, by 99.5% the rate cuts, which is insanely bullish again, because rate cuts means cheap money, loans, the institutions and the people who are taking the loans out, they're putting it usually in the market. So the economy starts to be active and we see all this money flowing in the markets. We see the red market, only Doge is pumping today because of Elon Musk. As he's endorsing this Doge efficiency government, how he's calling it, and people are speculating that he will make Dogecoin in some way, put it integrated in the policy, which would be insanely bullish for Doge, even though the market cap is already 23 billion. I'm not betting on Doge since the market cap is already high, but if in some way it will be implemented in the US policy, it could policy, it will easily make a 10x, but I don't want to speculate on this. So now let's speak about this crazy bullish sign which we have on the monthly. And when I saw it, I was so happy about it, because what we see here, we see on the market cipher B, this green dot appeared on the monthly, and historically it means that we are officially starting the bull market. I mean, we had the worst case, which we spoke in the start of the video, which was the COVID dump in 2020, but this was the worst case. And the market structure looks right now more similar to the bull market in 2016 than in the bull market in 2020, because you see also here the market cipher B is also on the exactly same level as 2016, not 2020. Also, you see here the RSI is exactly on the same level like 2016 and not like 2020. You see, this was in 2020 where we've been almost oversold. Right now we are in an overbought zone on the monthly RSI, and exactly the same was in 2016 before we saw this massive rise. And as the candle as this green dot appeared on the market cipher B, let's check it out in 2016, what did we saw? here we have exactly, you see, we bottomed out here in 2016 2 times also, and then we saw this rise, and this candle appeared, this green dot appeared exactly when we, wait a minute, it was here, when we not even break the previous all-time high, which is so interesting. You see, this candle appeared exactly after this monthly candle was closed, and we even didn't broke the all-time high, which is very interesting. Let's measure the percentage. How much percentage was it until the all-time high? 62%. Very interesting. It was 62%. But after this green dot appeared, the next month we went parabolic, and we didn't have even a big drop. So the biggest drop was from this monthly candle, which we closed here. The next monthly candle dropped only by 6% from the previous month. So it was a 6% dump. It would mean, let's check it out, because we have exactly, as I told you, the same structure right now. So it would mean this was our monthly candle. You see this green dot appeared. We have right now this monthly candle. Right now this monthly, okay, then we don't know how low this monthly candle will go right now. But anyways, the sign is here, this green dot, and the RSI is showing us that historically we should see here the next monthly candles go parabolic to the upside, exactly the same what happened here in 2016 as we printed this green dot. It was exactly on this candle we saw after, and we closed this monthly candle green. This is also very interesting. So right now our candle is red, but we closed this monthly candle green, and then we saw this parabolic run to the upside, and exactly the same, if history repeats, we should close here this our monthly candle in green. We have here 25 days left, and don't forget we have in 10 days full moon, and usually on full moon we have a massive pump. So we will speak also about this right now in a second. We're telling you my opinion on this whole market, and also I'm showing you my trades which are in massive loss, but I explain you what I will do with these trades. What we have closely to watch is this rising wedge and this breakdown in the S&P 500, because usually if the stock market is breaking down, this is very bearish also for Bitcoin. So just watch out for this. But as I explained to you yesterday, historically after every election we saw a little bit dump before the election, around 6 to 10% dump. By the way, how much percentage it's right now? 3%. So if history repeats, we could see in the S&P 500 a little bit more dump, 6%, or even worst case 10%. But then, which would bring us, 10% would bring us down to 5,288 points, which is nearly the price target of, or is it exactly the price target? I think it's even exactly the price target of the, it's almost the price target of the rising wedge. But after the election, doesn't matter who won the election, historically we saw a massive pump in the market. So let's check out again Bitcoin quickly, because we have here several support levels. We hit here the support level at 67k. The next big support level is 65k here, and 65k we have a lot of liquidity, as you know it. We could go lower to 60k, and here we have some liquidity, some volume at 58 coming in. But right now it's interesting to watch, will we break this level down to 65k or not? I think personally, and this is my opinion, I think we will see a breakdown to 65k. I think also that we will close this weekly candle where we have 5 days to go. I think we could see a wick down to 60, worst case even 54k, but we will close it green. We have insane volatility week in front of us. We have Tuesday only, but I think we will close it still above this bull flag, because the probability is very high that Trump will win. Trump is pro-crypto, and we see also on Bitcoin, if we are watching on the 12th, doesn't matter which 12-hourly daily, we have massive daily on the daily for example, we have a massive bullish divergence on the 12 hourly everywhere. We have a massive bullish divergence. And if we imagine that we are dumping to our price target of around 60K, then we would have even a bigger bullish divergence, because it would mean we would see here something like this. You see, the price would still go up if we see dump to 60K, but the RSI would heavily dump, and we would see here massive, huge bullish divergence. I think the RSI would dump below 33, and then we would see massive bullish divergence, which would bring the price to the upside. But anyways, we see also here, if we are checking the open interest are showing us we are cooled down extremely. We cooled down extremely here in the last few hours, and at the same time, as I tell you the whole time, we see here the price is moving up. So we creating lower highs and higher highs, and the open interest rising with the price, which is extremely bullish. So we're cooling, the open interest cooling down, but in the big picture they're rising with the price, which is historically very bullish. This indicates a pump in the market. What we have else here, we have the liquidity heat map, and on the liquidity heat map we see that there's a lot of liquidity here down below. So this is exactly what I'm telling you. We could see here dump to 65K. We could see lower also a dump. If we're zooming out, it goes down even further. Let's check on the 3 month. So you see here we have also below 60K liquidity and below 57K. So we could dump to 58K, 54K. 54K, we have the CME gap. I mean, 54K, there's not much liquidity left. It's still millions and millions. But the biggest liquidity is here, the biggest chunk ending here at 56K. But the wick to 54K could easily happen here right now, especially this week. I'm expecting this week to be very volatile. We could easily go to 54K and still close above 70K this week. So be prepared for this. Let's speak about Pepper right now, because you know my trades are massive, in a massive loss right now. 60K in a loss and $9,000 GME trade in a loss. And on BITGET, I am here right now, $14,000 in a loss. But we are expecting, as I said, that Bitcoin could further dump. It means also Pepper could further dump, and the price, the worst case is here at 0.648 in my opinion, because again, if we are watching here where we have the volume coming in, we see here big chunk is here at 0.7, so the next drop could happen here to 0.7 as we breaking down here the volume at 0.79. If we're zooming out, then we see here the worst case is even 0.7. You see here the volume is at 0.7. This is the worst case, but I expecting, just to be safe, I expecting that we could still see here going down to 0.6 even, because we have here some liquidity going down. You see the second chunk, the first chunk of liquidity which we watched the whole time, they grabbed almost the liquidity. I mean, they could go down to 0.74, but the second chunk of liquidity is starting here at 6.9 and going down to 6.55. So this second chunk they could still grab, but I increased already my position. As you know, I increased my position by 10K, and I am right now at $265,000 on BYBIT, and on BITGET I'm at 50K. So all in all, over $300,000 position on Pepper. But I expect them Pepper to pump heavily as soon as Bitcoin reversing, because check this out, that's crazy. We see here on the daily we have already a massive bullish divergence on the daily. You see the price, you measure the bullish divergence always from the downside, because there's a lot of confusion here. You see the price going up, but the RSI is going down. And if we see even more drop, what could happen, what I'm expecting here, the worst case to 0.65, then imagine the bullish divergence here, because then we will see the RSI dropping below our local low in August 2024, but the price would still go up. So this will be even a bigger bullish divergence. And the more we are going down here, the bigger will be and the heavier will be the reversal to the upside. And I found something else what I wanted to share with you here on Pepe. Yeah, the fund, I think it was the funding rate. Wait a second, the open interest, check this out. The open interest is almost as low as it was in April last year, or wait, in April, yes, this was April last year. Wait a minute, it's not showing here. It's, yeah, no, it's this year, April 2024. But what we saw when we reached the open interest this low, we saw afterwards a pump in the Pepe price of, before we topped out, of over, wait, you don't see it, of over 355%. So just in case, if history repeats again, if we see here price of 355%, I have even to zoom out, it would mean Pepe would go in the midterm to 0.348. Just imagine 0.348. What would happen with my trade if we see to 0.348, I would be over 400k in profits. And you know, my trading challenge this month is to make $100,000 profits with my trades. And I'm right now $100,000 in a loss, even though it's not a realized loss, but almost $100,000 in a loss. But the future looks bright in case we don't have this black swan event which we spoke at the start of the video. But then if you want to join me and you want to support this channel, and if you want to have your own trading challenge, you can just click the link for BYBIT or BITGET. You get a discount on your trading fees, and you get also a bonus on BYBIT up to 30k. And on BitGet up to 8k, I get a small percentage from your trading fee, which you pay anyways if you register through my link or through any other link, or if you pay always the trading fees. Everyone paying the trading fees. But in this case, you will support also this channel where I'm providing you everyday information which you don't get on any channel in the crypto world. So if you want to support me, you can do it. If not, just make a registration through another link or use any other exchange. Thank you everyone for watching. I kiss you and see you later. Mwah.